I never thought a normal night could change everything because nothing about that evening felt dangerous or strange. It felt warm, familiar, safe. She laughed the way she always did, and I remember thinking how lucky I was to sit across from someone who knew my silences better than my words. The bar was loud, but her presence made it quiet for me, like the world narrowed down to just the two of us, and a glass sitting between my hands. We had been together long enough for trust to feel automatic, like breathing. You do not question it, you do not analyze it, you just live inside it. And that night, I lived inside it completely. She suggested the place. She chose the drinks. She leaned closer and said, "Relax, you deserve this." And I believed her because love teaches you to believe without asking why. The glass in front of me looked no different from any other night. Amber liquid, soft reflections, low light, everything ordinary. She reached for her own glass first, then smiled at me and reached again, this time closer to mine. Her fingers brushed the rim, and she laughed, saying, "Mine tastes stronger," joking the way couples joke when they are comfortable, and I laughed too, because I had no reason not to. I looked away for only a moment, just a moment, because someone called my name, or maybe I imagined it, and when I looked back, the glasses were closer than before, and something inside me shifted. Not fear, not suspicion, just a quiet pause that I ignored because love trains you to ignore small pauses. I took the sip. At first, nothing happened, and that was the most dangerous part because I relaxed even more. My shoulders dropped, my thoughts slowed, and I leaned back, smiling at her, telling her how good the night felt. She watched me closely, too closely, but I told myself that was affection, that was care. Minutes passed, or maybe seconds. Time felt strange, like it stretched and folded in on itself. The noise around me became distant, like I was underwater, and her voice sounded softer, slower, like it was coming from another room. I tried to stand, and realized my legs did not listen to me anymore. I remember her face clearly in that moment, not panic, not surprise, just calm, almost relief, and that was when my heart started racing faster than my body could respond. I asked her what was happening. My words felt heavy, like they had weight, and she leaned in, touching my arm, telling me to breathe, telling me everything was okay, and that was the most confusing part because nothing about the way I felt was okay. My vision blurred, lights smeared into long glowing streaks, and I realized I could not trust my own body anymore. I could not trust the room, and suddenly the one person I had trusted more than anyone was the only one who knew exactly what was happening. I wanted to ask why, but the word would not come out my mouth. My tongue felt thick and useless. Fear is not always loud. Sometimes it is quiet. Sometimes it is just a slow understanding settling into your chest like cold. She guided me out of the bar, telling people I had too much to drink, telling them she would take care of me, and they believed her because she looked like someone who loved me. She sounded like someone who belonged to me, and that is how easy it is for danger to wear a familiar face. Outside, the air was cool, but it did nothing to clear my head. The world tilted, and I leaned into her, trusting her, because that is what you do when you are weak. You trust the person who promised to protect you. In the car, I drifted in and out of awareness, fragments of memory floating past like broken glass. Her phone, lighting up messages. I could not read her voice on a call, sounding different, sharper, more controlled than the voice she used with me. At some point, I realized we were not going home, and panic tried to rise, but my body would not let it. I tried to sit up, tried to speak, tried to open the door, and nothing worked. That feeling of being trapped inside yourself is something I would not wish on anyone. I do not remember falling asleep. I remember darkness, and then flashes of sound and light, and then waking up alone in a place I did not recognize, my head pounding, my mouth dry, fear crashing into me all at once. The room was unfamiliar, the walls bare, the silence heavy. I checked my pockets, my phone was gone, my wallet gone, and the deeper pain was not physical, it was the realization that the person I loved had been the one to put me there. Later, I would learn the truth piece by piece, like assembling a nightmare puzzle. She had planned it, debts, anger, someone else pulling her strings, maybe money, maybe fear, maybe something darker, but in the end the reason mattered less than the reality. She had switched my drink. Not by accident, not as a joke, but with intention, calm, deliberate intention. Trust is a fragile thing. It does not shatter loudly, it cracks quietly, and by the time you notice the damage, it is already too late. I survived that night, but survival does not mean untouched. I woke up a different person, someone who listens to instincts, someone who understands that danger does not always come from strangers in dark alleys. Sometimes it sits across from you, smiling, holding your hand, asking you to relax. For a long time, I blamed myself for looking away, for trusting too easily, for not noticing the signs. But healing taught me something important. Betrayal is never the fault of the one who believed. It took time to speak about it to admit that love almost destroyed me, that someone I trusted chose to harm me, because society teaches men to be strong, silent, unaffected, but fear does not care about pride, trauma does not ask permission. I share this story not for sympathy, but for awareness, because stories like this do not always end with survival, and because someone listening right now might be ignoring that quiet pause, that inner voice, that moment of unease. Listen to it. Love should never require you to lose control of yourself. Trust should never make you feel powerless, and anyone who truly cares for you would protect your glass, your body, your safety with their life. If this story stays with you, if it makes you think twice, if it makes you watch your surroundings a little more closely, then telling it was worth it. Because one switch drink changed my life, and maybe, by sharing it, I can help someone else keep theirs safe.